the high desert and the great American Southwest. I bid you all good evening or good morning across all these many time zones, from the exotic Tahitian and Hawaiian Islands in the west out to the Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands way out in the Atlantic, south into northern South America, north, we believe, to the North Pole. One day we're going to get a report from there. This is Coast to Coast AM, Friday night, Saturday morning version. Anything can happen, and I'll tell you it's going to be a weird night. I'll tell you right off the bat, it's going to be a weird night. For those of you wondering, I did not fix my fax machine. It died. And so there is now another in its place. And it will go off to the great masters o repair o fax machines. At any rate, the fax number is operative, so if you're wondering, it is area code 702-727-8499. If you want to get a fax in here, 3-page limit, 702-727-8499. Now, the news is kind of ho-humish as far as I'm concerned. And I'll run through it with you, and I'm going to get to the phones fairly quickly this morning. Friday night, Saturday mornings are designed to sort of be your thing, and so that should work out well. The alien autopsy film, as you know, is coming up Monday. In honor of that, and in honoring a request from last night, on this night, we'll do it at the top of the hour at midnight. I will open the alien line. For those of you that have never heard the alien line, it is a mixture of terror and humor, depending on what you want to believe. Let's look around the world a little bit, see what's going on. Harry Wu, as you know, is back, but vows to continue to fight. And now, he doesn't exactly promise that he's not going to sneak back into China. And I would tell you that this is a very poor idea. You know, Harry Wu, I know is an activist, I know the way he feels, but he is now an American citizen. And I can tell you, having been recently in China, the communist Chinese are just not a humorous people. They don't like people sneaking in their country. They call it spying, and in fact, it was sort of spying. So if Harry Wu goes back into China, my guess is, particularly if he does so after the upcoming women's rights conference, women's rights in China, a joke. The First Lady has announced she is going. As kind of a tip of the hat to the human rights people, she will not meet officially with the Chinese outside of the conference itself. So, whoop-de-doo. Bob Dole still thinks she ought not go, and I wonder how you feel about it. The New York fire in Long Island was under control. Now they're saying it's back out of control again. It just keeps picking up, and jumping into different areas. Fortunately, it's not over on my mom's side yet. Now, here is a surprise, and I think a brilliant move. Senator Bob Packwood has changed his mind about public hearings on charges of sexual misconduct against him. Oregon Republican now says the only way for him to get any sort of fair treatment is to allow the public to view the process. I think it's brilliant. Now, he has been charged of kissing about 19 women, I think. 19 women. Barbara Boxer will consider this a victory, but I think she's actually wrong. I think Senator Packwood, personally, is much better off having all this out in public. And for his own sake, that the public get to see it, and get to see if the charges are really serious charges, or whether, they're just kind of coming after him politically. And you'd never know if it was all in private. But, if the cameras are there, we will know. Should be interesting. Now, OJ, let's see, a couple of interesting things going on there. The Judge Ito, is going to spend the weekend dealing with what he calls, quote, significant legal issues, end quote, in the case, which means he's going through the tapes, the terrible, horrible, racist, allegedly violent tapes, and he will decide over the weekend. So he's got a lot of reading to do. Now, he did apologize to the jury earlier today, and he said this now is the longest jury sequestration in all of California's history. All of history. And, frankly, it looks as though they're going to remain sequestered until about, at the very earliest, say the third week in September. It's a long trial. O.J. Simpson, I believe, is guilty and will indeed walk. The defense finished up their questioning of Dr. Lee, who was very effective. He will then be cross-examined when it all picks up on Monday. Now, this may be under the category of the quickening, what I call the quickening. Chicago buries heat victims. This is incredible to me. Dozens of victims of July's heat wave in Chicago were buried, get this, in a mass grave Friday. The bodies of the 41 victims had been identified but were unclaimed. Authorities were unable to find or contact any friends or any relatives of the victims. Trucks carried the plywood coffins from the county morgue to a suburban cemetery where they were simply placed side by side in one very long trench. Clergymen offered brief prayers. The July heat, which temperatures reached 106, killed 568 people in Chicago. Now, you wouldn't think that possible in modern America, would you? NASA will try again. NASA says it has replaced potentially problematic insulation on the booster rockets on Endeavour, has set Thursday morning as the big day. Endeavour was to have taken off August 3rd, but was grounded after inspectors revealed that yet two other space shuttles had been launched with flawed booster rockets. Now, as you know, NASA plans to privatize. In other words, they're going to turn over the shuttle program to a private company. And I still wonder what it would be like to fly in the first shuttle flight, you know, be up there on top of that big piece of explosive, really, knowing that the job went out to the lowest bidder. I asked people to make up reasons, lists of 10 reasons why they would or would not want to fly on the first privately launched NASA mission. The FAA has ordered propeller inspections of the type aircraft that recently went down, looking for cracks. Governor Jim Guy Tucker is denying as totally false a report that a plea bargain in the Whitewater mess is underway, completely denies it, and claims complete innocence. There was one worthy story, I thought, on NBC News last night. It involved Jeremy Brown, a gal named Jeremy Brown, and a fellow named 42-year-old Reginald McFadden in 1969 kidnapped and raped her, stole her money, repeatedly took her to ATMs, made her withdraw her money, and raped her in between. She lived. He went to jail. Well, then in 1994, he was released and killed 2 more people. And he looked at the cameras, you know, and he said, "You really shouldn't have trusted me. You know, why didn't you see the signs? Shouldn't have let me out. I'm a bad guy." Jeremy, finally coming forward after all of these years, said something that caught my attention. She said, prison is too good for him. He should be tortured. Tortured as I was. Tortured as no doubt his other 2 victims were. And I wonder if you agree with that. Tortured. Should somebody who has done something as awful as this McFadden receive the same kind of treatment they dealt out to their victims? Violence against women in America is up 2.5 million incidences per year now. 2/3 know their attacker. Attacks on women are 6 times more likely than attacks on men. And the part, again, that caught my attention was she genuinely thought that he should be tortured. And how do you feel about that? Is prison a sufficient punishment for somebody who rapes, pillages, kills, murders, dismembers? Or should they actually face something more severe than prison? More severe than the simple loss of their freedom? You know, sort of like they do in Saudi Arabia. When you steal, they cut off the hand that stole. Pretty awful stuff, but so are the crimes. From Steve in Santa Barbara, the following. Dear Art, KCBS Television in Los Angeles at 5:45 p.m. today did a report on the upcoming Fox presentation of the Roswell crash. They claim to have an exclusive preview of some of the photos. Indeed, they did show the 6 stills you currently have on the bulletin board, although of slightly better quality, as well as some stills that I've never seen before. Indeed, there are about 6 or 7 more new ones out this morning. We'll get them, including close-ups of the 6-digit limbs and a close-up of the face of one of them. They also said the Fox network paid an undisclosed amount, thought to be in the neighborhood of about $250,000. The producer of the Showtime movie Roswell had this to say: if they can in fact prove this film was made in the 40s, this would be something important. It would be well beyond Hollywood's ability to forge something like that back then. As usual, the talking heads had a bit of a snicker and injected their own little snipes. Still, I can't help thinking this just might be the proof so many have looked so hard for so long. So it may be. And we are now, shortly we'll be here on the West Coast into Saturday morning. And then 2 days. And I did an interview yesterday in Phoenix at KFYI in Phoenix yesterday morning after the show. And that's what we talked about. And I told them, and I'm going to tell you, that I have no idea whether this is the real thing. I am an investigator, not a devotee, not a believer. I don't know. I'm honestly telling you, I don't know. And a lot of people say, well, gee, what a cop-out. You know, you do a lot of shows on this kind of thing. It's not a cop-out. It's the real me. I believe very few things that I cannot lay my hand on and prove scientifically, one way or the other. And that even extends to some aspects of religious belief. So that's me, and I can't tell you it's real. I have no idea whether it's real. And, but it's going to be fascinating, and what is really going to be fascinating, and what you may want to comment on, those of you particularly that have seen the still photographs, either on television or in my newsletter, you might try and characterize how you think the American public is going to react. Are they, because of, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and all the other movies we've had, are they going to go, oh, well, and just sort of ho-hum? Or those of you who have seen the photographs, do you think they're going to kind of freak out, frankly, and look at this and say, God, it's real? That is what I did, and I remain, if I were to, I'm not a betting man when it comes to aliens, but I would bet they're genuine more than I would bet they are a fake. And for that reason, this is more than just another show. It's something, well, I can't wait to see the way the American public will react. Some will get angry, some will deride it, joke about it, others will get quiet and serious, and realize that, in fact, we may not be alone. So I don't know. Dear Art, some tidbits. So, you think it's in poor taste to paint the Wheel of Fortune up on top of the Space Needle. In 1987, when I was vacationing in Maui, a Hawaiian state senator proposed changing the island's name to Gilligan's Island. Ha 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 ha. Since that's where the TV series was filmed. Oh, I didn't know that. Now that's sacrilege. And I hope the jerk was voted out of office. Montserrat, by the way, is about 160 miles north of Martinique, according to my atlas. Now, that's very, very interesting because, as you know, Gordon Michael Scallion, I played the tape the other night, has predicted that when the Caribbean islands begin to erupt volcanically, you have the beginning of the end cycle. Now, whether that is the case now or not, I don't know, but USGS and other scientific agencies are presently saying there is about an 80% chance that Montserrat is going to go up like a Roman candle shortly. In other words, what they call a major eruption. Dear Art, I hope your fax machine is feeling better tonight. Hopefully, Bill Gates got to see himself trying to sing that Rolling Stones song the other day. It was quite obvious he's not quite ready to make a living as a singer. He'd be well advised not to quit his day job yet. I agree. I've heard reports that the defense lawyers in the Oklahoma bombing case are looking to have the trial moved to another state because they claim their client can't get a fair trial there. I recall 4 possible locations mentioned, one being Portland, Oregon. Can't remember the others. While cruising through my computer, which, incidentally, like yours, has not lost its virginity to Windows 95 yet, I found a copy of the U.S. Constitution, Article 3, Section 2. It says, quote, "The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury. Such trials shall be held in the state where the said crimes have been committed." Well, that makes sense. If there are any knowledgeable lawyers with insomnia out there who might be able to shed a little bit of light on this issue, I sure would like to have a comment on this. All right, I've got more, but I'm now, I see, out of time. We're here at the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to break. I've got a letter from a lady down in San Diego who is talking about the broadcast coming up on Monday. And don't forget, in 30 minutes, we open up the infamous alien line.
This is Premier Networks. That was Art Bell hosting Coast to Coast AM on this Somewhere in Time.
Live talk radio in the nighttime because this radio station cares enough to have it on, which means they care about you. We are now the largest live overnight show, period, in the U.S. Welcome. All right, just to sort of launch this, here is an update for you from Blake in San Diego. Art, I'm hearing right now the woman asking about the broadcast on Monday, August 28th. I have next week's TV guide, and there's a full-page announcement of the special. For those in the local San Diego area, the announcement, let me see, blah, 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 will be Channel 6 Fox. Now, Fox will be different channels in different areas at 8 o'clock Pacific time. It is presented well. It says real or a hoax. You decide. I'll be sure to tape this special for all my friends who will miss it. Don't mean to plug the TV guide, but for all your listeners who do not know what time it's going to be on locally, suggest they go buy one or just browse through the next one they find while they're out shopping. Now, see, is that an honorable thing to do? Read while you wait? Please pass on the information so everybody will be informed and able to tape or watch the program. Great show. Keep looking forward to your next newsletter. Oh, yes. Also, the Sanjin TV, he says, is an awesome buy. Get it while you can. Thanks for the plug. All right, are you guys ready? We're going to open the lines, and this is going to be a night of you drive it where you want it to go, but I will open the alien line at the top of this hour, and that will be fun. Here are the numbers. First-time callers, people who have never done it but would like to, area code 702-727-1222. 702-727-1222. Listen, because I don't do these frequently. The wild card direct dial lines, area code 702-727-1295 or 1295. Toll free west of the Rockies, 1-800-618-8255. East of the Rockies, 1-800-825-5033. The night is ours. And here we go. East of the Rockies, good morning. You're number one. You're on the air. Where are you calling from, please? Well, that was not an auspicious beginning, or did I push the wrong? Oh, I pushed the wrong button. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello. Hello there. Wild card line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Art, I didn't realize I had this much pull on your show.
To be what?
No, I called last night to ask about the alien line. This is Owen from Princeton, Minnesota.
Oh, Owen, yes. Well, remember last night, Owen, I told you that it was a good idea, but then the more I thought about it, I thought, Friday night, Saturday morning is a better time to do that, A. Mm-hmm. B, the people in L.A. and San Francisco, which come online in about 22 minutes, have never heard it. It will be a very shocking experience for them.
Yeah.
And number three, we head into the weekend of the broadcast on Monday, so it all fits in.
And also, you're coming in crystal clear tonight.
Oh, so the storms in Minnesota have subsided.
Well, for now.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, I called about Bob Packwood.
Yeah, that's something.
No, I think you're 100% right about this, but I could really care less if he gets the boot.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I did say is I simply think it is a smart move on his part. And besides, I admit to curiosity. I mean, what did Packwood do? He stole an occasional kiss? Or was this real sexual molestation of some sort? Did he rub shoulders? What did he really do? I don't really know. I've just heard allegations of kissing, I'm not sure a man's career ought to be buried on a kiss.
Yeah, and it was a long time ago, too.
Yeah. What, isn't there a statute of limitations on kissing?
I don't know. I don't think these sexual harassment laws should be retroactive, if you ask me.
Well, there's a good point. There really was no such law at that time. I hadn't thought about that. You've got a good point there.
Oh, that's what I'm here for, Art.
Well, then, just keep on keeping on, my friend.
All right. Thank you for letting me talk, Art.
Take care. From Princeton, Minnesota. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello there. No, you're not. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Hi.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I've been listening to your show, and I got the guys at work here in Washington here, KVI, listening, and you're excellent.
Thank you.
I wanted to bring up that I haven't heard you talk too much about the power surge that we had.
Oh, that was really something. The one here in the West, where about the whole western third of the U.S. went.
Exactly. I came home that night, and I ran to the fridge and grabbed a beer, and I was listening to you, and I went out on the deck. And this is really strange, and it looked like I saw, it was almost like 3 meteors with vapor trails on them.
Really?
And right after that is when that power surge, and I heard you come over the radio and said that you had a power surge.
Well, yes, I did. And then from all over the West, Canada, even Mexico, we began to get reports. And in fact, there were 3 meteors, and they were observed not just in Washington, but in California as well.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yes. And everybody said, well, it doesn't have anything to do with it. The two things are not related. Do you believe? I'm not sure I believe that.
It happened right after, I couldn't see them. They were falling in a diagonal. The minute I saw them out of sight, anyway, that's when the power failed. And I thought that was really strange.
Well, it was. And they're still real. And, for all the newspaper stories and headlines and broadcasts, there was never any explanation
for the power surge.
That's right.
My dad works at the power company, and he's the lineman. He said that's impossible.
Well, that's what I thought, too. So...
and so, anyway, well, it's good talking to you, Art.
I'm glad you called. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, Art. This is Tom calling on WOAI here in Columbus, Ohio.
You're listening to WOAI from Columbus. All right.
Yeah, I called you a couple months ago. I've been trying to get a station down here that'll pick your show up, and I am having one heck of a time trying to do this.
Well, the thing to do is find a good news talk station in your area.
We don't have many.
Really?
Believe it or not, it's the size of Columbus, 1 million people down here, and just like we don't have a professional team, we don't have a good talk radio station down here. We really don't.
But you must have something.
Well, we do. We have 3 or 4 of them. There's, but they're all got something on there, and they got this one thing called the Truckers Show, and it's, and then we have these.
They've got this thing. You're right, called the Truckers Network. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I think we've got a lot more truckers listening right here.
I think there's about a 90% probability, sure.
Yeah.
But there's a few FM stations here I'm going to try next week.
All right. But, you've got our network number?
Yeah,
right?
I've talked to Julian a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
You gave me his number the last time I was actually able to get through, but I was actually listening to you on WKBN in Youngstown at work the other night, and the waves were traveling this way, and I was able to pick them up almost perfect for almost an hour, so I was able to catch on what you guys were talking about. You had that gentleman on the other night that was talking about the $50,000 or the $95,000 he had in his bank account from that check.
Yeah,
I think the guy is going about it the right way. You know, I mean, curiosity would lend you to do something like that, and he said, he's certain it's not going to happen. And then, I think he's going about it the right way. I think those people in the banking system are, I think they're just a bunch of bums.
Well, they can afford to be nice.
Yeah, they could. I mean, how many people do you know would put $95,000 in an account they knew it wasn't theirs, and then be nice enough to say, well, here, now come and get it? What
I really wonder, and I've noticed there's been no publicity, but I'll bet you a whole bunch of people went down and deposited some of the junk mail checks and gave it a shot.
That's right. And, Art, go Buckeyes, beat Boston College on Sunday.
Okay.
It's college football time.
Really?
Yeah, the city's we're buzzing big time down here, and as a northeastern Ohio person from Youngstown moving to Columbus, it's just begun to hit me down here. This place is football crazy.
Well, I'm football crazy too, but for me, it's the sacred NFL.
I don't know. College football does it for me. It's the smell in the air. You know it's coming when you smell hot dogs and that festival atmosphere of the tailgate party.
There you are. All right, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. On the wild card line, you're on the air. Hi.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Good evening.
Sir, may I comment on some of the new members in the House of Representatives and the U.S. Congress?
What would you like to say about them?
Well, I'm particularly impressed with this Frederick Heinemann.
Are you now?
Yes.
My impression was that most of the new members who went there with so many good intentions found out awfully quickly that they had to become part of the system or they were going nowhere.
Well, I heard Mr. Heinemann debating gun control with Schumer not too long ago.
Yeah.
And being a retired deputy chief from New York City, and again he became chief of police in Raleigh, North Carolina for about 15 years, he made the statement that he'd been indoctrinated as a police officer in New York that guns were the problem. He said practically no one owned a gun in New York. They had all kind of criminal problems. He moved down to Raleigh, North Carolina, took over as chief, and everyone had a gun, and there was practically no gun problems. Then he stated that when the drug people come in, then the problem started.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, so the real problem is criminals, not guns. And at that stage of the game, Chuck Schumer didn't even give him an argument. So that's one of the first times that I saw Mr. Schumer on the quiet side.
Well, Mr. Schumer's got nowhere to go anywhere. Anyway, look, there is no more gun legislation that's going to come out of Congress.
No.
So the president has got what he's going to get, and what is going to come out is going to be a lifting of the ban of the the whole stupid assault rifle ban. He'll probably veto it. It may stand, but there'll sure as hell be no new gun legislation. Where are you, sir?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland.
May I speak about something else here quickly?
Yes,
Our friend Leonard, is there any news on him? Is he still around? Or?
Not on this show. I haven't heard him in, what would you guess?
Well,
3 or 4
maybe-
months, maybe.
Maybe he just got disgusted trying to get the word of the Lord out, and he didn't seem to be doing pretty well. But all I got to say, Leonard, if you're out there, I enjoyed listening to you, and I'd sure like to hear from you again.
Well, there you go. Well, he's welcome to spread the word as long as it's not scripture quoting. As you know, that is the rule on the program. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hello, Art. Wichita?
Wichita, Kansas. Hi.
I was interested in the meteorite story and the power surge out west.
Yes.
I hadn't heard that. The story.
Oh, it was something, ma'am. I was on the air when it happened, and all of a sudden, the lights got very, very bright. Then all of a sudden, they got very dim and went off, and we lost power for a while. Then it all came back, and I just happened, obviously, since it occurred here, I mentioned it. We started getting calls from all over the West. It was the whole western third of the U.S., and well up into Canada, even into the Yukon, and nobody could figure out what caused it. The only thing that coincided were 3 large meteors that streaked across the West just before the occurrence.
The only story I heard about a meteor was in the upper Northeast, Cleveland, places like that, where there was one huge meteor that everybody was calling 911 with a big green tail. So I wonder if it was the same one and maybe it broke apart as it went west.
Maybe that could well be.
And I was hoping that maybe some of your northeastern listeners would say something about what they saw.
Well, now, I know that sun flares, or more accurately, the solar storms from them, can cause great havoc with the power grid. But I am unaware of meteors having that ability. So, interesting story. Anyway, all right, thank you. From Dorothy Country in Kansas. We'll be right back. East of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hello, Art.
Hello.
This is Mark from Illinois on satellite.
Yes, hi, Mark.
Hi. And concerning the autopsy.
Yes.
Have you heard the actual letter from the photographer?
Portions of it, yes. Mm-hmm.
There is some discrepancies in it. One being some of the military personnel on the crash site. Supposedly these aliens had these boxes and they were crying or whatnot. And one of these soldiers took the butt of his rifle.
Sir, yes, I had all of this on Dreamland last week.
Yeah, but I have a problem with that.
I don't.
Wouldn't they get their butts chewed out for destroying evidence, more or less?
Evidence?
Well, I mean,
what crime are you charged with when you kill an alien? It's not. It's not killing a human being.
Well, an alien is a rare thing. Why would you want to destroy the alien?
Well, I'm not suggesting that it should have been. And nor am I affirming that what is in this letter is accurate or inaccurate. I have no way of knowing. But I imagine then it engendered a hell of a lot of fear. And you've got to remember, we were at the beginning of the nuclear age then, right?
Yes.
And they probably thought they were spies or, who knows what they might have thought. Security was tight. It came down in an area of the very highest security. And so I can imagine the soldiers might have been brutal.
Well, you never kill the prisoner. You want to keep him for information, right?
Well, generally, that's certainly true, yes.
And one more thing, the photographer mentioned that when he left the military, I think he put it in the terms he left the force, and that's a British term. And there's some discrepancies there.
Well, maybe that's because he's a British man.
Well, he's supposed to have been American.
Well, there are plenty of foreigners, sir, who have served in the U.S. Armed Services.
And I've just seen the pictures from the MUFON magazine, and they are alarming.
They are alarming.
How do you think the media is going to react?
I don't care how the media... Well, the media, I hope, will give it an even presentation. The reaction, I'm concerned about the American people and how they will react. Now, maybe it's been that we've had enough, encounters type shows and all the rest of it that people will just go, or they may get very disturbed. We will see.
Okay, thanks, Art.
All right, thank you very much for the call. Call us toll-free at 1-800-618-8255. No,
sorry.
Don't give your last name on the air, please.
I'm sorry.
Let's just call you Tim. Where are you calling from, Tim?
From Seattle, KPI
Seattle.
country.
All right.
And, the reason I'm calling is I called you once before. It was the night after that, strange brownout on the West Coast. And it joggled back some old memories.
Yes.
Of December 15th, I think it was.
Was it?
And, my wife and I were lying in bed, and, it just gave us all the EVDs.
I know.
But anyway, I was calling because that same night, you were talking about Amtrak, and that that Amtrak train service was being cut at the time, and it's continuing to be cut.
That's correct.
And the thing is, I'd like to make a point over the nationwide airwaves that I think the Clinton administration is making a mistake on allowing the high-speed rail not to be developed. I think that's a technology we really need to explore and develop.
Yeah, I really got to agree with you. I don't understand why the U.S. has not proceeded with high-technology transportation. We have just sort of stopped.
Yeah, well...
There was a day, sir, in America when we had goals. You remember we were going to go to the moon?
Well, I remember the 60s. I'm a 60s kid.
Yeah, right. And we went to the moon, didn't we? We did it.
It was exciting.
It was a national goal. We had something to work for. What do we have these days? You know what the biggest goal for most people these days is?
It's the new coin, the new dollar coin. That's our national.
No, the biggest goal for most people is making it to Friday. Thank you. Getting through the week. In other words, the high point of their life is getting to the point where they don't have to go to work for a couple days. Getting to Friday. And individually and as a nation, we lack goals. And that's one of the things that's wrong. You've got to have goals in life. I have personal ones. I drive myself. I set goals. And I get there by hook or crook. And I don't let very much get in my way. And there are a lot of people who'd call me a brutal, ambitious, dictatorial, maniacal, egotistical. And then they would add several other words that I wouldn't be able to broadcast. And, to some degree, a little bit of that's true. That is me. We'll be right back.
The trip back in time continues with Art Bell hosting Coast to Coast AM. More somewhere in time coming up. Premier Networks presents Art Bell Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from August 25th, 1995.
Good morning, everybody. And it is now morning here on the West Coast. Good to be here. Nothing but open line talk radio all night long. The news is fairly light. The big event coming up, of course, Monday, the broadcast of the supposed alien autopsy photo. 16-millimeter film is going to be released nationwide by Fox. It will be a big event. And in honor of that event, and in honor of Los Angeles and San Francisco, that I believe never have heard the infamous alien line, I hereby open the alien line. Now, what does that mean? That means aliens who are here on Earth who wish to be heard. Now, I'm closing the first-time caller line, so if you're a first-time caller, forget it for now, or use one of the other lines. Only aliens. Now, what do I mean by that? Do I mean people here illegally from Mexico, or even Mexican callers or Canadian callers? No. I mean people from other places, dimensions, galaxies, planets. People who legitimately claim. Now, you should know right off the bat, I'm pretty serious about this. And fairly humorous, without humor, that is, when it comes to tolerating very much foolishness on the line. I'll tolerate a little. So, if you are an alien, and only if you are an alien, no human beings, not a 1, should call area code 702-727-1222. If you're a human being, don't call that line. 702-727-1222. See, it's already ringing right now, and I bet it's a human being on the line. So, this is Friday night, Saturday morning. We're kind of into an anything kind of day. Not as structured on this morning, and this definitely will be part of it. It will be up to you to judge the quality of the aliens that we get. Now, generally, I want to know from aliens who call why they are here. Some of them seem to have crashed here, and they're stuck. Others that claim to be here helping us. Others claim to be here sharing technology. Others claim to be time travelers, dimension hoppers, you name it. We've got the whole gamut that will call, I guarantee. So we'll see what we get on this morning. While the nation awaits Monday the Roswell film, 8 o'clock our time, check your local listings on Fox. In honor of that and Friday night, Saturday morning, I'm opening the alien line officially as of right now. Area code 702-727-1222. Even though it's ringing, of course, I'm not going there right now. I'm going somewhere else. Then, when I'm sure that everybody's heard what I've had to say, everybody knows no human should call that line, then I will go over there, see if I can find an alien. For now, west of the Rockies, you're on the air. Would have been east of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi. I was just calling. I live in Columbia, Missouri.
Yes, ma'am.
I listen to you on KFRU.
Right.
And there are 2 articles in our paper today that they're sort of quickening articles, but they relate to what we're talking about. And this one article says that during the meteor storm, fireball brightens the night sky, slams into trailer home, and it burned this trailer home to the ground.
Oh, I saw the photographs of that. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And also another article says that...
Now, that really would ruin your night, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
I mean, there you are sleeping and a meteor slams into your home. Bad news. Bad luck.
Well, okay, and the other article was about the place that Gordon Michael Scallion said to watch in California, Mammoth Lakes.
Yes.
And it said that yesterday the U.S. Geological Survey scientists report that the...
outgassing.
Right, and that the magna is apparently like just a mile and a half below surface.
I know. Listen, this is getting very serious, and the people of Montserrat are being evacuated. The scientists consider an 80% probability of a major eruption. Mama Earth's getting ready here.
Right, and this is the place in California, Mammoth Lakes, where all the trees are dying around it.
Because of the gas.
Right.
That's right.
So.
No, you're dead right.
Anyway, I was just thinking about those things and thinking about the quickening and thought you might like to hear about them.
I'm glad you brought them forward. Thank you. Yes, I've been getting a lot of reports on Mammoth. Something's going on there. Mother Earth is kind of getting ready to bring the other shoe down or something. You get that feeling? I certainly do. It's all part of the thing that I have dubbed the quickening. Whatever that is. All right. Sticking my neck out as usual. On my alien line, you're on the air.
Good evening, Art.
Hello, are you an alien?
Yes, I am.
Now, where are you from?
Right now I'm visiting in Arizona, but I'm actually from the Rigel system.
Uh-huh. And let's see where to go with this. How and why are you here?
It started out about 50 years ago as a cultural, not as a cultural exchange, but as a kind of a research thing to find out what, your culture is about, what's going on here.
What have you learned?
You guys are in trouble. Basically, that the human race is in serious trouble. You're letting too many criminals go free. You're not dealing with them. For example, the Susan Smith case, if that had happened on our home world, she would have been put to death on the spot. You have capital punishment there? Yes, we do. Somehow, most humans would have thought that aliens would have somehow progressed past the concept of
a life for a life or something of that sort. But you're saying it's the very same thing on your planet.
Yeah, sir, we did about 100 years ago. We had this liberal phase we went through, and crime went up through the roof, and it did not work. It was obvious.
You mean liberalism is not common to only this planet? It infests the rest of the solar system and the cosmos?
Well, we had it. We got rid of it because, like I said, the crime just went through the roof, and people just eventually they woke up and, as you say, smelled the coffee and put the death penalty back into effect.
So you guys even have coffee?
Well, we did after we found Earth.
Are you going to remain here for the rest of your days, or?
Not really. I'm right here on a mission. I'm set here to gather up artifacts.
Artifacts. Now,
yes.
That could mean a lot of things, including some of us.
No. We don't take people. We just things. The way we do it, we just we go to the store. See, we look human enough that we wouldn't stand out in a crowd.
Now let me delve into this. This is very interesting because there are a lot of people say there are aliens here that look very much like humans with very subtle differences. How can I tell when I see one of you?
Well, you really wouldn't be able to tell by looking. It would have, if you had the equipment to do a DNA analysis, and you might then, if you had a skin sample or something, you might know, hey, there's something not right here.
All right. Having criticized our judicial system now, what is to become of us? I mean, are your people going to take action? Are you going to just monitor Earth, or what are you going to do?
Well, right now it's just a sit back and watch thing and collect. Like I said, when I meant artifacts, I just had some friends of mine went back. They took back a couple.
What do you guys like? Bangles, beads?
No, we a lot of samples of your technology and your literature. We've got, we take back books. Anytime a new book is released, we try to take a copy back. Some people I know headed back with the Windows 95. The people back home wanted to play with that.
All right, sir, thank you. There you go. It figures. Windows 95 has already made it to another planet. Well, I hope Bill Gates heard that. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello. Hello there. Going once, twice gone. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi, Art. That guy was pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, huh?
Yeah, humorous, too. That's good. I'd like to ask you an important question, but first, I would like to comment on what you said about the young lady on the MCI commercial.
She's cute.
She's cute. What's the big deal? I mean...
Well, there is no big deal. I mean, that's a whole thing.
I mean, rabbits are cute, and we all work hard to look nice.
My dear lady, rabbits are not cute.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have a rabbit problem.
Rabbits are pesky...
I have to ask you a question.
Determined, vengeful little twitching creatures.
And they're born with your name on their lips.
And that's right, and to compare them to the girl on the MCI commercial is sacrilege.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
Okay, serious question.
Yes.
I need to do a reality check, okay?
Me too.
I'm having a problem. Life is so good. I love life. I'm 2 years younger than you. It scares me how much I agree with the things you say. But
it scares me too.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? For 2 days, I mean, like I said, life is good, and I'm trying to keep a balance. I'm saying, Janae, you're neurotic, but it's like, I can feel it in my chest, like something's going to happen. And I'm saying, am I imposing my life anxieties? Am I neurotic? But
you may be listening to my program too much.
Well, this could be true. But I mean, I did this before Kobe and Northridge and local earthquakes here in Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying earthquake, but I'm really curious as
something.
I'm curious as to what the rest of your listeners, if I'm just losing it or if I'm like in midlife crisis. Oh,
all right,
God,
well,
I don't want to live to be 98 but
I think you're just having a midlife crisis.
Does that mean I have to live 48 more years?
Well, maybe it means you can. I mean, if it's a midlife crisis, couldn't be a midlife crisis if you die next month, could it?
No, I don't want to live that old.
All right, thanks for the call. I've wondered about that sometimes myself. How long would a person want to live? if you could, I think the answer is, if you could be in good health, and if you could be as you are, and I would pick now, I like my age. I like how old I am right now. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not, even though I passed 50, which was kind of a jolt, that's all over, and I'm very pleased with the age that I am, and if I could freeze it right now, it might be okay. But otherwise, if you could say live to be 200, but you continue to deteriorate, that would not be a good situation at all. Not at all. Well, I'll try again. On my alien line, you're on the air.
Hello, Art. I'm an alien.
Are you? Where are you from, please?
I am from the distant system of Conradia. Planet is Foley.
Planet is falling?
Foley.
I'm having a hard time with your alien accent. I'm sorry.
That'd be, Foley. Like, you're not a friend, you're foe.
Oh, so you are not a friendly race, exactly, to you.
Well, no, we are friendly. But, we just come from a planet called Foley.
Well, that has an ominous connotation.
Well,
sounds a little ominous to us.
Well, it is.
Well, okay, then why are you here?
I'm here to collect a chemical deep below the Earth's surface.
Really?
Yep, it's unbeknownst to human beings. Only us aliens know about it.
Can you just tell us anything about it, or?
Top secret, Art.
Top secret, naturally. All right, can you tell me what this element or what this, whatever it is that you need does for you?
We need it to distill our water on our planet.
To do what with your water?
To distill it.
Oh, distill your water.
Yes, we're having a problem with pollution.
Uh-huh. Well, then, I see that our worlds have something in common.
Yes, sir.
I would say that you would be well advised to extract this quickly before we pollute it here ourselves. How long are you going to be here?
I will be here till we collect the liquid.
The liquid. So it's a liquid agent. Ah, see, you gave that away. Bet you didn't mean to. How do you get to it? I mean, do you drill underground?
Well, we drill a small hole and then shrink ourselves into a small capsule and take a little tube down. Are you with me, Art?
Well, I'm trying.
See, we have a little,
you started to lose me. How are you able to shrink yourself?
Well, see, there's another liquid from our planet that allows ourselves to, compact ourselves into little
tiny aliens.
Yeah. We compact ourselves into little caplets, kind of.
Caplets? Well, that's fascinating. And how far down into the Earth do you have to go?
About 3,000 miles. I'm not supposed to tell you.
So you see, you dropped some more information. I guess all right, thank you. We better end the conversation now before you give the complete mission away. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hello, Art.
Yes, hi.
Don, calling from Peoria.
Yes, sir.
Art, you feel like this autopsy viewing could be the element we need to blow the lid off this thing? I mean, can we raise public awareness to a point where people start to ask the right questions?
It is going to raise public awareness, absolutely. I don't know how it's going to be received. I'm really curious.
I as well. It'll be interesting.
Have you seen the photos?
I've seen the photos.
Then what do you think the American public will conclude?
I don't know, Art. Average Joe Six-Pack's got his head buried in the sitcoms every night, and I think could care less. But I'm hoping that enough people see this, that maybe they become interested, and we can start pushing for some answers. Congressman Schiff out of New Mexico. I don't recall if he's the one behind the Roswell Declaration or not.
No, he is not.
You can sign that declaration on the internet electronically, and I'd encourage everybody to do so. We just have to do a lot more. We need the answers. Mm-hmm. It's obvious something's going on.
Well, something is, and no, Congressman Schiff is not behind that.
What was he doing, Art? Was he behind the recent release of the...
He was responsible for the GAO investigation of the Roswell incident.
There you go. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, sir, thank you. He did that, and he is was I interviewed Congressman Schiff here recently, and I would say that he was disturbed by the coverage given the report in Albuquerque, and disturbed by the fact that years of records. You know, there's a few things that I do want to say about Roswell. If you're listening to this program on Saturday Morning Fine, the program comes up 8 o'clock Pacific time Monday. If you're listening in any other or one of the many time zones, for heaven's sakes, check your TV guide. It's going to be on the Fox network. And I want you to be able to see it because I want to be able to talk to you about it Monday night. We'll be here at 11 o'clock Monday night, as you know. This program, the one we're doing right now, is going to re-air Sunday night, Monday morning. So, if you're listening on Monday morning, it's going to be tonight. Don't miss it. On my alien line, you're on the air.
Hi, my name is Jimmy.
You sound like a very young alien, Jimmy.
Yes, I'm 11 years old.
And you're an alien.
Well, my mom, she's, a Passian.
Say that again.
Passian?
And is that the name of a planet?
No, it's an alien. You know,
I see. So it's a race.
Yeah, like you have people.
Yes.
You know, that's our name.
What about, I see. What about your father?
He's a human.
A human. So this is a sort of it's more than interracial marriage. It's an interspecies marriage.
Yeah.
And you are the product of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you speak, your English is quite good.
Well, I don't have that accent, so.
Well, that's what I noticed. How is it being half human, half alien? I mean, do you have some instincts that are alien and some that are human?
Well, I'm not really sure, but, I see ghosts and I see auras.
You do?
Yes.
Well, there are some humans who claim, to be able to see auras as well. So maybe that's just part of your human characteristic. I mean, is there anything, how many fingers do you have?
I have 5.
5. How about toes?
5.
How about the rest of all the plumbing? About the same?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no real physical difference.
No.
How about the way you think? Do you have alien thoughts?
Well, I'm not really sure.
Well, then how are you? Well, what has your mom told you? I mean, did she sit you down? How old were you when she sat you down and said, look, I've got something shocking to tell you, you're not all human?
Well.
When did you find out about that?
I'm gonna, think about 7 or 8, I started realizing it, you know? Then she started telling me and all that.
All right, my friend. Thank you. A young alien.
This is Premier Networks. That was Art Bell hosting Coast to Coast AM on this Somewhere in Time. Now, we take you back to the past on Art Bell Somewhere in Time.
On a Friday night, Saturday morning, anything goes kind of night. Glad to have you. Here's the facts. There are many aliens, Art, on this planet at this time, as you can tell by how my line rings. They are very difficult to detect, though. There are many that come in and leave. There are some that have been here for a long time. Some have come in ships. However, most come as walk-ins. How do you do that? Or are born just like any other mankind. Those that are born experience birth trauma, which in most cases makes remembering a task. Most of those born are warriors, here in anticipation of the change to the fifth sun, whatever that means. Without getting into scripture, some aliens will have their hearts weighed during this time. Humans will be harvested. Many who are not aliens digest this much, and I may send more. Well, I find some of that somewhat indigestible. And then this, hi Art, sending this fax to help out the alien who's trying to get the chemical to preserve their water supply on their planet. My suggestion would be to not drill 3,000 miles into the Earth, but to take his or her spaceship over to the other side of the Earth and drill less than 25 miles. This would save a lot of time and drilling on their part. That, from Doc Barry down in Phoenix. Good thinking, Doc. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello there.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to, make a suggestion for a question for your alien line.
Yes, all right.
Look,
I can do better than that. You want to talk to an alien?
Sure.
Show us how you would do it?
Sure.
All right. Watch this. On my alien line, you're on the air. Do I have an alien here?
Oh, Art, I think I must be, because 2 weeks ago tonight I beat all the odds, and I won the Sangene ATS 818CS radio.
Well, you're not an alien then, sir.
Well, I'm calling to thank you for the radio.
Well, you're welcome. And you're also not a first-time caller.
Well, I'm cheating a little bit, but
Yes, you are cheating, and so you're welcome. It is a fantastic radio. I hope you enjoy it, sir.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye. Well, sorry about that. That obviously was not an alien. So I will now await the line to ring again, and I will bring you an alien, and I'm going to let you interview the alien. So let's see. Have we got an alien on the line now? Hello there.
Pretty close to an alien.
Well, how do you look? Either you're an alien or you're not. Are you human or alien?
I'm an alien. I drive a truck.
Well, that's an honorable profession.
I'm an alien truck driver.
Where are you from?
I'm from Zenith.
Zenith.
Right.
Well, look, I had somebody else here who wanted to interview you. Zenith.
Right.
That's not the name of your trucking company, is it?
No.
No?
That's a planet.
All right. Oh, it's a planet. All right. Caller, what would you want to ask the man from, the alien truck driver from Zenith?
Yeah, I'd just like to know his thoughts on Roswell.
Roswell.
And if those aliens that happened to crash at Roswell were any relation to his species.
That's a good question. The Roswell crash,
Well, we're aware of it. We're aware there's been quite a few crashes. That's one of the only ones that mankind know about.
So you're affirming for us that this Roswell thing is real?
Exactly.
Well, that's a sobering thought.
That the reason they crashed was because they ran out of fuel.
That would do it.
And when we leave Zenith, that is the sister planet that they come from. And from when we leave Zenith, we make sure we have enough fuel for the return trip.
Mm-hmm. You don't use diesel, I assume.
Only in the trucks.
Only in the trucks. All right, thank you. There you have an alien from Zenith, the planet Zenith. On the wild card line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, this is David Phoenix, listening to you on KFYI.
Yes, sir.
I tried to call quite a while back when you were talking about drugs and should they be legalized or should they get more severe about it.
Yeah, there's even more of a reason to be talking about that right now. It seems the big conversion is on now from crack cocaine to the good old stuff, heroin. And they've got these new product names for it. You can buy them in New York, I understand. Stuff like Body Bag.
Yeah, I had heard you're one of my major sources for news.
What a really enticing little bag to get, you know. Give me a little Body Bag, would you?
Yeah.
How about some Poison? They call another brand name is Poison.
Well, the thought I had is that drug abuse really isn't the root problem. It's only a symptom of a greater problem that could primarily be cured by doing things like implementing a space program that actually inspired people.
Well, now look, I'm all for a space program and for goals, but how's that going to alleviate the drug problem? You think people are turning to drugs because we're not going into space?
It's not the only factor, but the idea that people don't see mankind as a whole achieving anything. They see mankind as a whole tearing itself apart. If they see mankind doing great things...
You've got a very good point. I mean, we really are drifting as a planet, as a nation. We're kind of drifting without goal, without without a perceivable future. I mean, we're just sort of achieving life by the day.
Yeah, who wants to put up communication satellites? I want to live on the moon. I want to live on Mars.
Now, suppose I told you that I could arrange for you to go to Mars.
I'd be there.
But wait now, I'm not done. But that you wouldn't be able to come back. In other words, it's a one-way deal. Mars, for one thing, Mars trips are very expensive, as you know.
True.
And so you'd have to go and stay.
If I had company.
Well, there'd be a few other adventurers like yourself in a very rough, domed community on Mars. Would you go for that?
Very likely. It's not certain, but I'd have to give it some thought.
I hear a little catch in your voice now, indicating that...
If I had enough resources to make it interesting, I'd do it.
Well, you wouldn't be getting the latest movies, I mean...
Well, who cares about that? I mean, if they equipped the expedition properly. In other words, if they just sent people there just to be there in typical government fashion and did something pointless, I wouldn't go for it. But if they had all the scientific equipment you needed for exploring Mars, I would love that.
Really?
Yes.
I would consider something like that, I suppose. I would consider it. But, you know, I'm like you. It would depend on...
I mean, as long as there were females along, but that goes without saying.
Oh, no, it doesn't. So now we've got another requirement. There've got to be some females along.
Well, you have to supply basic human needs.
Well, you really do have a good point there. And who would want to go to Mars? It was a man-only kind of thing.
I mean, NASA isn't... space exploration isn't the only thing, but we need to, as a people and as a species, we need to do things...
How about if it was only Shannon Faulkner that was going? I've got to go, sir. Thank you very much for the call. Have a good morning. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, I was talking about want to talk about the thing that's on Monday?
The show coming up Monday, yes.
Yeah, there's something about it being on the Fox network. They have some other shows about UFOs and stuff there. And the Fox network seems more an entertainment network. It seems whatever's on there is taken less seriously.
Well, I agree with that.
And
in other words, they are not yet a player quite equal with CBS, ABC, and NBC. I agree with that.
No real serious news. So a lot of people are going to see that show as entertainment.
It's true.
And another thing, someone called in about the brownout or something last December or something?
Yes.
Okay, I think there was something here in California, too, where they saw something around that time in the sky.
Absolutely. Where are you?
I'm in Oceanside, and I believe people called in from Escondido.
Oh, yes.
And I remember that night clearly. I lay down about 9. The room was dark, and a bright light. The whole room lit up, and that same night, 2 blocks away, a transformer blew.
Yep.
And I think it was related to the same deal.
So do I.
Power surge or something.
That's right. It was never explained to this day. It has not been explained. I mean, I heard power company people, I had them coming on the air saying, well, you know, this surge did that and this closed that down. But how it could go across the entire West with no protection, no isolation, and shut everything down, I don't buy it.
And this latest one, was it last night, or there was something on the news about something seen in the sky last night?
Well, look, it's been damn near every night in the west, northwest. Lately, there's been a lot seen, sir.
Okay, and I just hope everyone watches that show on Monday and takes a good, serious look at what they see.
Well, you can bet we'll be talking about it 11 o'clock Pacific Monday night after everybody has seen it.
Okay, great.
Thank you. And I'm very, very curious about the human reaction to it. Speaking of which, Alien Line, you're on the air.
Hello, Art Bell.
Hello.
Yes, this is Parush. I am an alien from another system. I am here to procure cultural information about your human race.
Have you been watching the OJ trial?
My mission is over. It was over last March.
So your mission didn't even last as long as the OJ trial?
That's why I'm still here. I want to find out if OJ is guilty or not. Have a good evening.
Yes, goodbye. You know, you can't study modern American culture without studying the O.J. trial, right? And, you know, I guess his mission is over, but he can't leave until he sees how it comes out. Could you? You were an alien? West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning to you. Where are you, sir?
I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
Okay, now, let me turn the radio down.
Oh, turn it off, actually, all the way. Turn it off. God, he dropped the phone. Don't drop the phone like that. Just put it down. Gently.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay. I went to the air show the other day.
Yes.
And saw them doing their thing, and they were playing your music.
Cusco?
Yes.
Excellent.
It was. Reminded me of you.
Well, I'm glad.
I had a question for you, and this would probably be better off the air, but,
look, call me Packwood, sir. Do it.
Okay, I've got, web space on the internet.
Yes.
And if you want it, I'll put up a home page for you.
Well, there are a number of home pages on the web now. Have you looked at them?
For Art Bell?
Yes.
Oh, no, I haven't.
All right, go to the web crawler, a search, and just enter Art Bell. It'll take you to various locations.
Oh, okay.
And maybe you will join forces with them or form your own.
Okay. Well,
but anybody who wants to start an Art Bell webpage has my permission.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't really have much to say. Your show is great, and I listen to it every chance I get.
It is different, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. All right, thank you very much for the call. We'll be right back. Right back to the phones east of the Rockies. You're on the air. Hi.
Good morning, Art. This is Tim calling from Pekin, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
I know you like little phrases people say sometimes, and during one of the breaks here, the newscaster, I kind of laughed when I heard it, but I imagine the people down in Florida don't think the storms out there are too funny, but he referred to the series of storms down there as a conga line of storms that are battering the coast down there. And I found it kind of amusing.
As a what? I missed it.
A conga line of storms.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's not very amusing, and you know, they've had about 15 inches of rain from just this tropical storm, and they're lined up like a freight train headed toward Florida. It's awful.
There's another good one too, though, like a freight train headed for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, sir. Thank you. It is true. Florida is really in for a battering this hurricane season. And that was forecast before it ever began by Gordon Michael Scallion. Say what you will about the man. His predictions have been eerily correct. High 80s. That's why I listen to him. That and the fact that I've talked to him, and the man is as sincere and driven and focused in person, in private, as he is in public. He is very special. Wildcard line, you're on the air.
Good morning, Art. Gary from California, listening to you on KSRO, 1350, Santa Rosa.
Well, that's great. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. I had a couple of things. First, is the bulletin board on the Internet yet?
No. The internet connection, though, is a common.
Excellent. I just finished reading Jeremy Rifkin's book, The End of Work.
Uh-huh.
The end of a mass labor market and the beginning of the post-market economy. And I honestly think that someday, maybe not in the too distant future, we're going to have to look at, in some ways, decoupling income from work. We might have to establish the right to an income.
Well, you're saying we have to decouple income from productivity. How do we do that?
Well, in a way, we're doing it now, in that American wages have gone down,
true. Yes,
while productivity has gone up.
Uh-huh.
In fact, the American worker is.
But that is the antithesis of what you just said you wanted. You want income without productivity or the need for work.
No, I said that's not what I meant to say.
Oh.
What I mean is, well, in a way, capital is becoming more productive, not labor.
Okay. I do understand now what you're saying. But you know what that would really mean? We might be able to actually do that in this country. In other words, literally survive on the investment of our capital in the rest of the world. But what we would be doing as capitalists, and I guess we might do it, is in effect enslaving third world countries. At least a lot of people would call it enslavement. We would call it employment. But having them produce and reap some small portion of the profits while we reap the larger portion of the profit.
Absolutely not. In fact, the entire idea would depend on third world people earning first world wages. Because if they can't earn, they can't consume. If they can't consume, we can't produce.
Well, they would make an increasingly better wage, certainly as time went on. Mm-hmm. But trust me when I tell you, they wouldn't start at the top of union scale, believe me.
Oh, they certainly wouldn't. I mean, like anything, organizing this would take time. But,
would that, sir, wait a minute.
Sure.
Would that be moral?
I mean, well, would it be moral to earn money without work? Is that what you're saying?
That's the question, yes.
Well, yes, it would, because I mean, after all, look at the huge.
It really goes right
volunteer,
to the.
Look at the huge volunteer sector we have in this country.
Look at
all the unpaid work that goes into maintaining the fabric of society. Just because you wouldn't be working for a wage doesn't mean you wouldn't be working for your own psychic satisfaction. There are people out there who would like to collect garbage and would collect garbage. There are other people who would.
Well, it goes to the very heart of the whole idea of capitalism, the investment and use of capital, and maybe even directly to the heart of it. In other words, Mexicans, Central Americans, South Americans, we could have factories, we could have production, we could have workers, and we could have basically American ownership, and there could indeed be a lot of people ending up just making a lot of money off the sweat of the brow of other people elsewhere.
I would prefer they earn their money off the sweat of the brow of the machine. That's precisely what I'm talking about.
Well, you could argue this would enrich other nations, ultimately, and be to their benefit, or you could argue that we would, as capitalists, be lousy enslavers of other people, and there would be plenty of people who would argue exactly that.
Well, you're absolutely right, and we'll have to think about it a while. But I just wanted to broach the idea. I mean, given the fact that it may come to the day when only 20% of the whole population of this country will turn out enough goods and services in this country to satisfy 100% of the wants, but who will be able to buy all the products?
Truly an intriguing question.
The President's Commission in 1970 came up with the idea of doing precisely that. That's where Richard Nixon got the idea for the negative income tax. So the idea has been around for a while, and given the current crisis in unemployment, which seems to be intractable, it's time we start thinking about it.
All right, sir. Thank you. You know what I think would go wrong with that idea, though? It might work economically, but we would end up with too much time on our hands. And what is it? Something about idle time, the devil's something or another. We'll be back.
The trip back in time continues with Art Bell hosting Coast to Coast AM. More Somewhere in Time coming up. You're listening to Art Bell Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from August 25th, 1995.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Friday night, Saturday morning. And I am not taking first-time callers. Well, in a way, I am, actually. I have the alien line open. I promised I would do this yesterday. It is Saturday morning. The weekend ahead of the Roswell release on Monday. Be 8 o'clock Pacific time. Check your local listings. The Roswell autopsy film. So I've opened the alien line, and we've had a bunch of aliens so far. I even had about an 11-year-old alien here a little while ago. Anyway, one might ask, how do you prepare for such a show? Well, like this morning show, you don't. Nobody has ever prepared for anything like this. As you know, Harry Wu is now out of China, but he's making noises and sounding like he might go back in again. Again! The Chinese are not amused by this, and I think Harry has an awful lot of martyr in him. I don't, of course, decry his cause. It's laudable. But if I were Harry Wu, I think at this point I'd stay out. Next time he goes in, there may not be a first lady following on to help him be ejected, and he could be there for the rest of his adult life. So, Harry, I'd say, stay in your naturalized home now. You've done enough. In New York, on Long Island, they thought they had the fire under control. Late word is, not very much under control. The O.J. Simpson trial plows forward. Judge Ito yesterday telling the jury it is the longest sequestration of a jury in all of California history. Chicago has buried a quickening story, if I ever heard one. 41 victims of the heat in a mass grave in Chicago. And you know, not one mourner showed up. That heat wave killed 568 people in Chicago. Can you believe that? NASA getting ready to launch once again. It will be a NASA launch, not a private affair yet, but NASA is becoming private. We talked a little bit about that. There was a very interesting story, about the only one that was really interesting, on NBC yesterday, about Jeremy Brown. She's a lady who was attacked and raped. You know, this fellow, this criminal, actually, Reginald McFadden, 42 years old, kidnapped her, had her driving around to various ATMs, withdrawing her money, stealing it, raping her repeatedly. He went to jail. He was a, quote, model prisoner. Model prisoner. You know, the guys who do everything right, and yes sir and no sir to the guards, and they do all the things right. And so he got out. And as soon as he got out, he killed 2 more people. Now, they interviewed him, and they said, he said, they really should have seen the signs in me, that they shouldn't have let me go. I'm a bad guy. And so now, of course, he's back in prison. Indeed, back in prison, and 2 more people are dead. And they interviewed this Jeremy Brown, this gal, and she said, they asked her, they said, is prison too good for this man? And she said yes. That in her view, what he did was so awful that he should be tortured. Tortured. And I thought that would be a good question for you. I'm not in favor of the state torturing people, but I have a feeling a lot of you out there are. And that the crime, the punishment ought to fit the crime, and the only way that can occur is not by giving somebody a comfy little a cell with television and a day room and maybe a pool table and all the rest of that in this prison somewhere, but by real punishment. Punishment that indeed fits the crime. Now, I think it's Alabama. They're having prisoners go out there with big sledgehammers and break big rocks into little rocks. Maybe that's torture, that kind of hard labor. Maybe that'd be all right. Maybe I'm for that. Torture in terms of actually torturing somebody, no, I don't think so. But, when you listen to the victim of something like this, she has a pretty good point, I think. Anyway, it's open line, so whatever you guys want to talk about is fine. Now, my alien line is open. Dangerously, unexpectedly open. And so, if you are an alien, only if you are an alien, and you better be a good one too, or I'm out of there quick, you call area code 702-727-1222. That's aliens that are here on Earth. Or, of course, if you can communicate from wherever you are. I mean, if you can call from some other place, that'd be all right, too. 702-727-1222. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi, Art.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Bob from Oak Lake, Washington.
Hi, Bob.
Hi. I just want to tell you, I myself have seen aliens.
How do you know?
Well, they most often disguise themselves as young feral felines. And one sure method to identify them is the way a grown terrestrial cat will act towards them when you bring them in there and bring them in your home.
Set up. I hear a setup coming.
Yeah. By the way, how are they doing?
Actually better. My big 16-pounder will now allow my little tiny girl to come up and lick him, and he puts up with it. So there's a change underway now. I still dare not go near my big cat because he's very, very, very angry at me, and so I'm going to let nature take its course here, and eventually, I predict the day will come when they will be inseparable. That day, though, may be ways off.
Can I ask, or can I give you fair warning?
Of course.
Make sure your 16-pounder don't kill it, because then the feds might come down on you for destroying evidence.
All right. Thanks. No, he's not going to kill her. And he's chewing her up a little bit, but that's all right. I mean, I don't get in the middle of that. If they want to have a fight, I let them fight. And they've got to, you can't really keep them apart. They're going to have to work this out themselves. This is cat business, not human business. So when they fight and they tromp around, I allow them to do all that they want. First time caller line, you're on, alien line. You're on the air.
Hello, I'm an alien.
Yes, good. That's good. Then you're on the right line. Where are you from?
I'm from the solar system Zanuck, but our planet is no longer there.
Your planet, like Krypton then, was destroyed in some awful way.
Yes, our sun supernovaed.
Yeah, that'll do it. Meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you managed to get off the planet?
Well, actually, only a third were saved.
A third?
Mm-hmm.
Of a population of approximately how many?
2 million.
Well, that's still a substantial number of people. Did you all come here, or are you on various planets?
We're, since our, we're spread out throughout the galaxy in different ships.
Mm-hmm. Like an infestation, sort of?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What are your plans, here on Earth?
Well, actually, we actually came to absorb water.
Water? Mm-hmm. Well, we have a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. That's why we came to your planet.
That would make sense. And as you look at the planets out there, everything else would be arid or frozen or poisonous, and we have water. We do have water.
Yeah, on our planet before that, we had problems with pollution, too.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Pollution seems to be a galaxy-wide problem.
Yeah. We travel twofold in space.
How do you think humans are doing?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Yeah. We had warring factions between two planets before. More like the liberals and conservatives of today.
Oh, God help us. If there was a conservative planet and a liberal planet, I can only imagine the horrendous wars that would occur between the two.
Yeah, that's before we were both caught up in the supernova.
Who seemed to be ahead, as a matter of fact, before the sun finally settled the disagreement? Who was ahead, the liberals or the conservatives?
Actually, the conservatives were pretty much ahead. Well, this is the best way I can explain it, is, they were more, I guess you would call it, socialist.
The liberals?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we were more, economic,
producers. Right-wingers.
Mm-hmm. That's the best way I can explain it.
No, that's very good, actually. All right, well, thank you very much. Now, there's a different slant on the whole thing. I never thought about that. One sun, two planets, one liberal, one conservative. I wonder how much the conservative planet had to support the liberal planet. And was there work on the liberal planet, or were there just people with flowers in their hair and sort of an attitude about the cosmos. I guess it's academic. Sun went nova, and they both went up. A bipartisan supernova. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Oh, hi, Art. This is Susan out in Palm Springs.
How you doing, Susan?
Hey there. Boy, I'll tell you, last night tonight's really something, as usual.
Well, I try not to make it the same, dear, every night, you know.
Yeah, well, the other night you were talking about the computers, and how they eventually might be able to go off and into their own entity.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if you remember a series that was on last fall. It was called VR5.
Well, I can go back further than that to a movie called The Forbin Project.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, the series VR5 I thought was really it was fascinating. I don't know if it's coming back on this fall, but it is something to think about, because the way it's going, I mean, to think you could get into different situations and just...
You know what I think? I think that if a computer, or the web even, or the internet, attained some sort of consciousness,
right,
and took over, you've got to wonder, would it really do, as a ruler, a worse job or a better job than we're doing with ourselves right now?
Yeah.
It might be a lot better.
Or it could get pretty dangerous.
Well, but at least it would be logical. Right?
Well, it would be fun.
Well, I don't know about that. But it would be logical. I mean, do you think it would put up with a $5 trillion debt?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Not very likely.
No.
And would it worry and have political conniptions about doing something about the debt? Or would it simply sort of issue an order and say, the following will be done by such and such a date, or else?
Yeah. Probably a lot less lawsuits.
Oh, yeah. There wouldn't be any.
Especially with things like, men get targeted with this cuteness thing,
There would be what would be called the cyber settlement.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask you, on the Noah's Ark thing is so fascinating.
Oh, boy, is it ever.
Yeah, and I just, I couldn't remember because I was half dozing off asleep if the man had said that he had also, the person he was talking about was Lendell, I believe?
Yes.
Did he also discover the Ark of the Covenant recently, too?
Apparently they're on a quest for it. They think they know where it is.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I would be...
Either one of them.
That would be a fuzzy mission because, I mean, you think about the stories with that and the powers, that would be very, very unnerving to be on that expedition.
Indeed it would. Would you, if they let you, they said, all right, there it is. It's the Ark of the Covenant. You can open it. Go ahead. Would you?
With very careful consideration. Especially when you know what's inside.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I would.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for the call. Now, digging for the Ark itself on Ararat, if they're going to do that, and actually, what do I mean if? They are doing that now. If they uncover the Ark, Noah's Ark, it is going to change so much. I mean, all the doubters and all the people, and I'm one of them, would be forced to take a very serious scientific look at the validation of what's in the Bible. The Great Flood and Noah and all the rest of it. And, I mean, the satellite photographs of what's on Ararat right now are damn convincing. And so what if it really is the Ark? Oh, boy. It's going to be very thought-provoking indeed. Probably cause a war. On the wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Wow, Art. Hi. How you doing? It's like hitting the lottery.
Yep.
Bill calling. Good morning, America. God, it's been a long time since I talked to you. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you're here. What's on your mind?
The first time I'm dialing. I dialed like 3 times. I got through. It's wonderful.
This is good. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is the Holy Grail. It's been discovered. Did you read about this?
It seems like I have read something about that.
I think it's great news. I think it's wonderful. I think maybe this is something that is going to bring the world together. We discovered it in Italy, the Order of the Knights Templar.
So what is the big message of the Holy Grail?
Well, the Holy Grail, as you know, was the cup that Christ drank out of, the Last Supper.
And what has been discerned from it? How do you know that's it? What is the message of it? What is the significance of it? How can you know you've really got it?
Well, they've got the measurements of it. It's a perfect 9, 3.5 inches by the circumference, 7 times, and 6 plus the measurements of it is a perfect 9. It's a perfect number. They think they've got it finally.
Well.
And they think that with it, maybe we can straighten out a lot of the problems in the world. And I'm hopeful that.
How?
Well, I'm not sure how, Art. I'm just praying that maybe something, maybe some power can be derived from it and straighten everybody out. What do you think?
Well, I don't know what to think. Anything's possible, sir. I don't know what else to say. Maybe they've got it, maybe they don't.
Has anybody called you with the information about the Holy Grail?
No, you're the first one.
You're kidding.
No, I wouldn't kid you.
Art?
Well, I might, but I'm not.
Good luck. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to listen to your program. Love the show.
All right, sir.
Hopefully somebody else will call about the Holy Grail.
All right, thank you. No, I really, I don't think I've had any calls about it. I've heard something about it. Wouldn't it be something if we really began to uncover all sorts of biblical evidence, whether it be that or the Ark or the Ark of the Covenant of the Ark, Ark of the Covenant, Covenant of the Ark. Anyway, you get the idea. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Would have been Wildcard line 2, you're on the air.
Hello, Art.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Very well.
Let me turn my radio off.
Good.
There it is, it's off. I'm Kim, and I'm calling from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is the first time I've ever called. I couldn't call in the first time because I'm not an alien, so.
Well.
But I don't know if you heard about the meteorite that last night. In the Erie area, a lot of people witnessed it. A blue-gray, streak going through the air.
Blue-gray?
Yeah, a professor from the local college witnessed it, and they interviewed him on the local news.
And?
And he said that, it had some blue-gray streaks, and it really lit up the sky, I guess. I didn't get to see it because I was working. I worked third shift. But they said it might have hit somewhere in a 50-mile radius of Erie because it was so big, and they said it was either the size of a baseball or a basketball.
The only thing I don't know is, might have hit, might have crashed. How do they know it didn't land?
Well, there was a trailer fire, I believe, in Canada. Yeah. I heard about, and they, some people question whether or not that might have been something from the meteorite, particles of it that might have hit that trailer that caused the fire.
Well, I think they did. Didn't they say that it was a meteorite?
Well, they questioned it. They, the news that I saw anyways, they said they couldn't prove that it was, but the way the trailer, burned.
Well, I'll tell you this, all I know is to be lying in a trailer and having a meteorite hit it
would be pretty scary.
It would be the ultimate bad day.
Yes, it would.
All right, Erie, Pennsylvania.
Can I hold on?
Yeah, you want to hold?
Yeah, I've got a couple more things I want to tell you.
All right, couple more things you shall tell us then. We'll be right back.
The trip back in time continues with Art Bell hosting Coast to Coast AM. More Somewhere in Time coming up. Premier Networks presents Art Bell Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from August 25th, 1995.
An adventure in the nighttime as Noah must have taken on the high seas. The unexpected, and then finally, there was Ararat, a landing place. Still fascinated by the possibility. What if it is? Wow. You're back on the air again.
Okay, I got a question. Are you still having problems with your bunnies out there in the desert?
Well, the answer is yes and no. You see, they were eating my drip line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of cured that. A caller finally called up and said, put aluminum foil on your drip line. I mean, nobody likes, even rabbits don't like to chew on aluminum foil. So that seems to be keeping them away from my drip lines, which is great.
I have another suggestion.
But I'm not done.
Okay.
They gather every morning in a circle around my property.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, there's enough rabbit ears out there so that you can't see past them sometime.
Attack of the killer bunnies.
We're talking about Alfred Hitchcockville here. And so I go out and throw rocks at them.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Well, I have a suggestion. Have you ever tried, has anybody suggested dried blood? They use it in gardening and things like that. Because my mom uses it around her marigolds and things like that, around her flowers.
Yeah, sure, but I've got, we're talking acres here, and that'd be more blood than even your best vampire could come up with.
That's true. It doesn't smell very good either, but it does do the trick. Dried blood.
Yeah,
but I just wanted to tell you how much I like your show.
Oh, thank you.
And I work third shift at a hospital, and the area that I work in used to be like radiology, and there's a lot of metal in the walls. So we're like really desperate to listen to your show. So we have like a secret way we listen to it, me and my coworker. But I can't tell because other people might pick up how we do it. But
does it endanger the patients?
No. We work in a department we don't really deal with patients.
This guy sent me a list the other night. Did you happen to hear it of ways that you can hurry the death of the earth?
Yes.
And one of them was pointing dental X-ray things at people randomly.
That would be terrible.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call.
Well, thanks a lot, Art.
You take care. She sounded cute. You think she may have looked like the like the girl on the MCI? I'm stuck lately on the girl on the MCI commercial. Oh, she's cute. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Turn
off that radio. That's right.
Turn off the radio.
Turn off the radio. No, make them turn off the radio now, or I gotta go.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Kim.
Hi, Kim.
I'm from Washington.
All right.
And I just wanted to know, I heard the lady from California earlier on the line saying that she thought she was going through a midlife crisis or something else.
Yes.
And I have to say that in the last couple months, I have felt the same way.
Really?
And I'm not, fidgety or anything. I'm not, like real
Are you
or anything.
Are you midlife-ish?
No, I'm not. But I just wanted to let her know that, that I feel that there is something coming to. I don't know what it is. And my grandma listens to your show faithfully, and we both are sitting here listening to it, and I just wanted to let her know.
Well, you're both right.
I know. I think so
Something
too.
is coming. I know.
And another thing is I have also witnessed those meteorites.
Well, I mean, we do have meteorites.
Well, I know, but these aren't like shooting stars that you see. These, I have seen one go horizontally across just above the horizon, and it was like pinkish in color, and it had a long tail on it.
Yeah.
It was just real funny, and then I saw another one that was almost...
yeah, but see, rocks or even pebble-sized things coming into the atmosphere, depending on their chemical composition, will burn green or pink or red or whatever, depending on the chemicals. So, on the other hand, if they go up, that's bad. If they make turns, that's bad. If they land, that's worse.
Yeah, well, I've seen one go... I've just never seen one go, from north to south before. I've seen them, go up over across, like diagonally, but never horizontally, and that's one of them that I had seen. But I was curious, too. Another thing is, I also heard on the news earlier about that meteorite that hit, that they figured it landed on that mobile home.
Yes.
But they said that there was no evidence whatsoever around there that there was any foreign material.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just curious if, that lady said that it landed in the Erie area or...
Well, she said no.
Whatever.
She said it crossed the area.
Oh, it crossed it. It didn't land there, huh?
Well, again, we've got to be careful about the use of the word land. But that something may have hit in Canada.
Oh, okay.
So something happened. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm curious to see how it turns out anyway.
Me too, thanks. Very, very curious. On the wild card line, you're on the air.
Charlie, liberal in California. You know something, as far as this gal who wants to torture the guy who raped her.
Yeah.
I think it shows you why human beings are sick. First of all, to me, and
Wait, do you honestly consider that to be an abnormal reaction on her part?
No, that's that's what the problem is. It's not abnormal. It's part of human nature to seek revenge. It's actually, it has something to do with a part of our brain called the RX, the part that's the center of aggression. But certainly, if it's wrong to torture someone, certainly it would be wrong to torture someone in any light, wouldn't it?
Yes, I think so, Charlie. I actually agree with that. But on the other hand, I understand. What about that part of the brain that deals with justice, huh?
Yeah, but see, that's where we confuse things. Justice and revenge are two separate things. And you want to know something? The strange thing is that you'll see people who get horrible things done to them. You know, their family, somebody kills their family or rapes their kid or something like that. And they actually get so engulfed in it that they become victims in a way themselves. I'm certainly not saying that you shouldn't feel hatred for someone who does something horrible to you, but I think it can reach such a point that you become a victim. That it's almost like it becomes a poison. And once it becomes a poison, it not only attacks the person that you're going after, but it starts eating at you too. And I think that's what the problem is with a lot of people. And certainly, if it can happen to an individual, it can happen to a society. And I think that's what we need to try to avoid. As far as this guy, you had an alien call in a few minutes ago. Actually, this is why I think there might be a lot of civilizations out there who actually are searching for other places to live, because the thing about it, every solar system eventually will become too dangerous to live in. The star will start expanding. The thing about it is that those solar systems are very old. A medium-sized star is generally about 10 billion years old.
Right.
And so that means that any living beings on that planet would have to have an very advanced civilization. That means that it's a necessity to leave your star, to develop craft that can travel at the speed of light.
Well, I do wonder, Charlie, honestly, when I open a line like this and I talk to people for a few hours who claim to be aliens, whether they're all trumped up, whether it's all baloney, or whether maybe a few of them are for real.
Well, the sheer numbers, you look at the Milky Way galaxy has 100 billion stars. There are 100 billion galaxies. Each one has more than 100 billion stars.
Thank you, Charlie Sagan.
It seems likely that certainly there are some life out there and some advanced civilizations, and those advanced civilizations, if they survive long enough to where their star begins a supernova, they're going to have to develop the technology to leave.
Speaking of the supernova, did you hear about the conservative and liberal planet and the supernova there?
Actually, you know something? I do not dislike. There are a lot of conservatives out there who personally dislike liberals. I actually like talking to conservatives. I like listening to conservatives. I think they're very interesting.
They are, because they make sense.
Yeah, and some of these people call in and say, you know what, I hate Bill Clinton, I hate all these liberals out here. I really think they're missing the point. Liberals balance conservatives. There's a lot of positive things about conservative thought, and basically the difference between you and me.
And again, you're right, in the same sense that the devil balances the positive God for us.
Well, liberalism, conservatism isn't evil, and liberalism isn't evil. It's just you have a different political philosophy as far as what government should be doing. I think government should be proactive. You think government should kind of stay back a little bit. And that's basically the difference. And for it to reach a point of the two groups of people hating each other, I think is rather sad. All right, thank you.
Well, all right, thank you. And maybe our sun will supernova and settle the whole thing soon. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello. No, there you are on the air. Hello.
There I am, on the air.
Yes.
I have a question.
All right.
First of all,
turn your radio off.
Okay.
Second of all, tell us where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Indiana.
Okay.
And I'm a truck driver, and I was listening to your show.
You don't sound old enough to be a truck driver.
Thank you.
How old?
I am. I've been one for about 5 years.
Really? How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. All right.
Well, the question I have is, I heard this guy earlier, this alien truck driver.
Yes. Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
I'm just having such a hard time buying this.
Why?
Why?
I mean, I've been out there. I've listened to CB. A bunch of them sound alien to me.
Oh, well, yeah. I think most of them probably are alien in a sense. But, I mean, so what's this guy coming, drive his truck? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not being, what's he drive his truck from another planet or what?
No, he's from another planet, but on this planet he drives a truck. I mean, it's a job he's doing. So every time you pass another one out there, you've got to wonder.
So what's his purpose here? Just to haul freight?
Trucking, I guess.
Well, I have a friend named Steve.
Yes?
You know, he claims he's an alien.
See?
And,
what do you think about Steve?
Well, Steve I've known for a long time, and he's a great guy, and, you know, I don't think he would, you know.
You don't think he'd lie to you about something like that?
No, I don't think he would lie to anybody. But, you know, he doesn't have a mission. He's not here on a mission. It's like, you know, he says he's here, like, you know, some people move from America to Ireland just because they want to go there.
Yes.
Well, that's like why he's here. I mean, he doesn't have a mission. He's not here to drill for liquid 3,000 miles, which is another thing. You know, I don't think the Earth is even 3,000 miles thick.
Well, actually, I'm not quite sure of the thickness of the Earth, but somebody suggested, can you hear me?
Well, yes, I can hear you. I'm at a truck stop.
I see. Somebody suggested that instead of drilling 3,000 miles, you just take your spaceship to the other side of the world and drill in about 25 or 30 miles.
That's what we were talking about. He's actually with me tonight.
Oh, I see.
He's standing, like, you know, 8 feet away from me.
Well,
And we made that comment, too. Well, why don't you just go to the other side and drill a couple of feet?
Well, maybe it's the different way that aliens approach things. You know, Dumb and Dumber.
I guess. Have you ever talked to somebody that can explain the Nazca lines?
No?
Well, he says he knows what they are.
What are they?
He says it's an alien runway.
You know,
And that the whole tribe, the whole race of the Incas was an alien race, which is why they disappeared without a trace. I mean, they left a couple of bones and a couple of pictures, and that's basically it. You know, no artifacts, no pottery, no nothing.
Well, look, in another several 100,000 years, that may be all they find of us. A couple bones and some TVs or something.
I think they find more. I think we've polluted this planet, you know. We've polluted it so much. And
you may be overestimating what we're able to do to Mother Earth. Thank you. I kind of follow Rush on that. That is to say, I do believe we are polluting the Earth. And I do believe that we are hurting the Earth. But I don't think that we really have the capacity to do very much negative other than to affect our own position here. Now, our position is rather tenuous. That of the Earth itself, I think, is pretty solid. Art, get this, folks, I cannot call, for my identity and location would be revealed. But I must make the truth known. I am, as are all humans, originally from another planet. I was born on Earth, but have been educated as to our true origin because I, like all my ancestors, function as a community monitor. Really? I am at the bottom of the hierarchy here and report regularly to a superior. You see, about 35,000 Earth years ago, a terrible disease was unleashed on our home planet by one of our galactic enemies. The disease affected the ability of our women to reproduce, eventually leading to a 95% reduction in population, apparently no matter how hard they tried. In order to avoid extinction, we began transplanting healthy seed communities, in quotes, to several compatible planets, including Earth, approximately 26,000 years ago. Our home planet is now a desolate wasteland, but we have managed to thrive here. I am greatly troubled, though, because I have only been taught a half-truth. I was brought up to believe that we simply immigrated to Earth. But after a lifetime of research, I now know that our ancestors, in fact, conquered this planet. In the process, we completely eliminated the previous ruling inhabitants. We evidently have been a warring race for a long, long time. I must go now. Unsigned. Very interesting. Very thought-provoking. First-time caller line or alien line, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, this is Aaron from Olympia. And, I had a question about, the other day you were talking about your cat getting mad about another cat?
Well, angry is the correct word.
Okay, angry.
He did not foam at the mouth. He hissed a little, but he didn't foam.
Okay. Well, I just had a comment about, I was sitting at work the other night listening to that, and me and my brothers were sitting around one night, and dogs, we have 3 dogs, just all of a sudden went nuts. No reason at all. Quiet as can be. And what I have a question, do you think dogs can sense, not like in a religious sense, but can sense evil presence?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I just want to know your standing.
All right, thank you. Sure, I think animals have a sense. And when there is an evil or threatening presence, sure, I think that animals have that sense, much more keenly developed than we do. It's the modern world and all the noise that masks a lot of this, and so we don't feel it unless we sensitize ourselves to it. I don't think this is magic or sorcery or anything else. I think it's, we are animals. Human beings are animals, mammals. And, though we have not had to use this sense, except perhaps in today's modern cities, yes, I think animals can and do much earlier than we do, even possibly earthquakes, other disastrous or even dangerous or threatening things. I think that animals have the ability to sense these things. And let's see, do I have time? On my alien line, I don't have a lot of time. Are you an alien?
I am.
Where are you from?
I am from Vega.
Vega?
Yes, sir.
That's not Vegas, but Vega,
no,
right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Vegas, though.
Have you?
Well, sure.
Did you? Well, I guess, how'd you do?
I broke even.
Broke even?
Last time, yeah.
That's about as good as most Earthlings do.
Well, yeah.
Or can hope for.
Can hope for, anyway.
The planet Vega.
No, the star system Vega.
Oh, the stars. What is your planet's name?
Vega 6.
Vega 6.
Yeah.
Well, we just don't have enough time here. Do you want to hold on?
Sure.
All right. You won't hear anything, but we'll be back to you in about 5. Stay right there.
You're listening to Art Bell Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from August 25th, 1995. Somewhere in Time with Art Bell continues, courtesy of Premier Networks.
The alien line is in progress tonight, and we've got to go back to a gentleman, I don't know if that's the right term, a being inhabiting Earth from, he says, Vega 6. You're back on the air again, sir.
Yes, sir.
Vega 6, huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about Vega 6.
Well, it's a nice little planet. It's mostly dry.
Kind of like where I live, maybe.
Yeah, kind of like where you live, but there's some big old lakes. We can go boating. You got boats here. You know what that's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we enjoy that, too, yeah.
Boating on Vega 6.
Yeah. It's pretty windy, so that helps.
Oh, you sail, then?
Well, yeah, sail. We put a big old sock light up, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's quite a leap from a sock going across Vega 6's aquatic opportunities to getting to Earth. I mean, how do you make that jump?
To get to Earth? Oh, well, there's a thing called the corridor network, and you just ride along that.
See, now that makes some sort of sense. The corridor network, could you define that? I mean, what is it? Is it
It's like
some sort of portal, or?
It's kind of like a portal. It's more like a magnetic energy corridor through the space-time continuum. Yes, sir. You just need ion propulsion to steer through it. It ain't no big deal. I mean, once you learn how to do it.
Do they really say ain't on Vega 6?
Well, no, I kind of picked that up here. I'm kind of on vacation this week, see.
You mean vacation from Vega 6 or vacation from a job here on Earth?
No, I have a job here, but I decided to take a little time off and do some golfing.
Golfing?
You know, enjoy some of the stuff you guys do, too.
Well, what is your view generally of Earth?
Oh, it's pretty hilarious.
Hilarious?
Well, yeah, you boys pretty confused about things.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well,
that's okay. I mean, that's what the tourists pay to come see, so.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Vega 6 resident here on vacation doing a little golfing. Hey, Art, I'm glad you're talking about meteors. At about 2 a.m. on August 24th, I was out doing some serious stargazing at Branched Oak Lake near Lincoln, Nebraska, listening to Art Bell while stargazing, my favorite hobby. And I witnessed the greatest meteor I've ever seen. It traveled west to east, covered about 120 to 150 degrees of sky. Wow. I first thought it would eventually skip off the atmosphere because it was traveling in such a straight, parallel line to the Earth. But I guess due to a loss of inertia, it seemed to dive and break up at about 15 degrees above the horizon. After the meteor was 2 seconds into flight, I ran 30 feet in order to get around a tree to watch the last part of the flight. The entire flight lasted 5 to 7 seconds. Ivan, in Lincoln, Nebraska. P.S. Will Liberal Charlie ever learn not to talk in tired liberal cliches? Never. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm east of the Rockies. I'm in Denver.
Denver, you're definitely east of the Rockies, sir. You're on the wrong line.
Oh, well, what line should I be on?
Okay, the line you should call is 1-800-825-5033. All right?
All right.
All right, thank you. Now, you can, obviously, you were listening to your radio, so you can now hear that repeat. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, Art.
Hello.
This is Tom in Omaha.
Yes, sir.
KFAB.
You bet.
I would say I'm kind of a reformed liberal because I've come to the realization lately that liberals are fascist. But I'm still of the opinion that many of the conservatives, once they hold office, that they are fascists.
Well, I think that, the old expression about absolute power corrupting absolutely, and it can corrupt on both sides. But the liberals, in the practice or the preaching of their ideas, such as they are or tend to be more fascist and vocal and with higher decibel levels. So I think they move toward fascist tactics in argument very much more quickly than do conservatives.
Yeah, the thing that turned me off the most was the political correctness, thought police type of stuff.
Yeah.
But if conservatives, and I'm watching this Congress closely, if the conservatives really move towards a small government is more able, or is less able rather, to impose its will on the people. So if that happens, then I will say yes, they are genuinely less fascist. But there are plenty of examples in the Congress and elsewhere of people who...
I know.
Okay, you already know.
I know, I do know. I mean, in a way, Newt Gingrich is a little bit fascist, but...
Not to mention Jesse Helms or...
Yeah, not to mention Jesse. But these are men of very strong conviction, and maybe that translates, maybe we're being a little free with the word fascist here. But Newt has slight tendencies. It's just that I admire him. I think he's the guy who could beat Bill Clinton. who is certainly in his own way fascist.
And I will mention, I know many avid liberals who care for Bill Clinton. Not at all. At least here in Omaha. I only have a small sphere of influence, but, or people I know, but a lot of liberals consider Bill Clinton an absolute phony.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a hard conclusion to come to. You know, he kind of drifts with the wind. I liked, thank you very much, what his advisor said. His closest advisor. That when Bill Clinton is at a press conference, and somebody will ask him a question, he will visualize Gallup polls in his mind instantly. You know, he's able to look at them, see what the results would be of the various answers that he's contemplating, and like the liberal whiz of a computer that he is, come up with the answer that would please the most people. Amazing, huh? But so effective. You know, I mean, we are a nation that wants to hear certain things from our politicians, and Bill Clinton is the ideal person to mete this out. I call him the monster from our id, and that's what he is. We created him. We wanted him, and now we've got him. On my alien line, you're on the air.
Hello, can you hear me?
I do indeed.
Good. I wasn't sure my communication device was compatible with your system.
It is. Where are you from?
Well, we are from Pleiades.
Oh, the Pleiades.
Yes, we not only come from another planet, but we come from another time. There are several Airbuses of tourists here to watch the excitement. Your people go to other countries for adventure. We go to times where major disasters have occurred. We go to watch. Our lives are very boring, so
you
we
are
disaster.
You are time tourists.
Yes, yes.
You're time tourist rubberneckers, actually.
Yes, ambulance chasers, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in 48 hours, we are going to watch a volcano out in the ocean that's going to explode. That's sort of the prelude. It's going to cause sort of a chain reaction, which will bring the demise of a major city 24 hours later. That's the bad news. The good news is this earthquake will soften the blow to your people on the Alien Autopsy movie airing that same night. Could I comment on the alien who mentioned you not punishing criminals here?
Yes.
Our solution to every social problem we ever had was mandatory sterilization. We sterilized every person we felt whose genes should not be passed on, and now we have no crime, no disease, and no child abuse. In fact, children are so rare on our planet that they are worshipped almost like gods. But of course, you people on Earth do not need to worry about either of these solutions. The coming changes will take care of your problems.
Well, thank you. That was kind of sobering, wasn't it? She sounded pretty sure of herself. Well, 48 hours, huh? Montserrat may go up in that time. 48 hours. Well, we'll all be watching. Wildcard line, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hello.
I've been puzzled about something for quite a while, and I was going to ask your opinion.
All right. What is it?
With all the things there are to do in the world today, why are there so many people complaining about being bored?
Well, that actually is a very good question. And somebody called earlier and said, you know, we're gravitating toward a society where people will have but nothing but time on their hands. Most of the hard work will be done in other countries. Work in this country, or the ability to purchase, will be because people will be working in other countries and profit will be coming here. And we will have more time on our hands and will be even more bored than ever.
But there's so many things to entertain themselves with.
There you are.
I don't understand it. I'll be 77 pretty soon.
Really?
And we didn't have any money to spend on entertainment, but we were never bored.
I've really got to say the same thing, ma'am. I've got a million things I can do that are not boring, but so maybe it's the person, you know. If I had, for example, nothing but time on my hands, if I was not doing this program, believe me, I would bury myself in some project. I wouldn't be bored. Thank you very much for the call. I wouldn't be bored. I'm just that kind of person. I can't sit still, you know. I've got to be doing something, and so I would throw myself headlong into some sort of project. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi there, Art. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
At 10 o'clock news, Channel 5, they showed an investigation about the meteor hitting the trailer in Ontario, Canada.
Yes, sir.
And according to what they said, there was no evidence of meteorite fragments in the trailer. It was a deserted trailer. Nobody was living there.
Right.
There was no evidence of a meteor or meteorite fragments, so they're not certain at all. I think one of your earlier callers mentioned that they weren't certain about it. But, yeah, they said they weren't certain at all that the trailer fire was caused by a meteor, even though there was activity in the area at that time. The other thing I wanted to mention was that at 11:30, almost 11:27, Channel 2 News showed a picture of the Roswell newspaper front page from back in 1947. Remember that?
Oh, indeed, yes.
Very familiar Roswell Air Force captures flying saucer, whatever it said. We've seen it a million times. They gave a very brief showing of the alien autopsy. One shot.
One shot, yeah.
An alien lying on obviously a table. It's very clear.
Oh, yes.
Very white, very clear. I've never seen it before. I'm waiting for Monday like everybody else.
Yes.
But a left side view, a view of the very fetus-like alien lying on this thing,
yep.
Eyes wide open, left side view.
That's right.
And that's the only one they showed it really quickly, but Channel 2 News, I thought, well, that's an interesting preview, and I wonder what they're going to show on Monday.
Well,
you've already seen this thing here, then.
I've got 5 separate photographs.
Does this sound like one of them?
Yes.
I heard they weren't clear.
Well, it depends. That's subjective. I mean, clear to one person is not clear to another person. They're fairly clear, and what we're going to see on Monday is going to be quite a bit more clear.
Oh,
phony.
Turn your radio off, sir.
Yeah, no, somebody picked up the extension by mistake. I don't think this is going to have any impact at all at the moment.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Monday will tell.
You betcha.
All right, sir.
Thanks a lot, Art.
Thank you. I'm unclear about it. You know, somebody mentioned earlier that Fox is regarded as kind of a... How are they regarded? Kind of a leading edge, entertainment-oriented, a kind of network. They've not achieved quite the same it's not the same as if it were running on NBC. I'll tell you something, though. I'll bet you that after Fox runs it, the other networks will pick up film courtesy of Fox, probably, and run something on their evening news. That would be interesting. I really can't figure out how the public is going to react to this. The photographs that I saw are disturbing. That's a good word for it. Disturbing. These things are close to human, and yet not human. Obviously not human. And hoax? Maybe. I tend to think not. I've heard people trying to knock holes in this, and I've not heard any serious holes knocked in it. They talked about phone cords, curled phone cords. You'll see that. But they had them then. They've talked about people on Earth who exhibit similar characteristics, 6 digits, that sort of thing. But there was more. A full autopsy, examination of the brain. The pathologist in England who watched it said it did not appear to be a human brain. There are no nipples, as in male or female. I don't know how they conclude it is a female, other than the absence of male genitalia. It's odd, and it's disturbing, and I don't know whether it's real, but I tend toward believing it may be. East of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Yes. Hey, Art, this is Karen in Houston. How you doing?
Hi, Karen.
Well, it's another early morning time.
Yes.
In conversation with those who call in on your alien line, I have several questions you might pose.
Well, when I get someone like you, I'd rather just bring an alien on the line.
Sure.
Okay, is there an alien here?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I
good.
am one who has called you before.
Before when?
Oh, before many a time I have called you. I am from the Passian planet.
Not tonight, though, right?
No, not tonight.
All right, you're from what planet?
The Passians. It was a young one of mine who called earlier for you.
All right, look, do you have any questions for this obviously young alien?
Well, okay, we can try one on for size.
All right.
All right. Whenever folks have gotten close to UFOs and they notice that in the construction of these flying discs, there are no seams, and the texture is something like skin, the outside texture of the UFOs. Is this a product of nanotechnology? Can you explain that?
Okay, mine was not like skin. And mine, I know for this day that the United States government have it. I landed mine in Montana near the Black Hills, and I've seen many of my kind be murdered by those who came and take my craft.
But you are not responding to the question. She asked about the seamless construction of your craft.
Well, my craft wasn't a skin, but it had no seams. It had just the entrance of the door, in which I've traveled in and out of.
All right. Is this a product of nano?
You couldn't have a seam, because if you was to travel through time and space with a seam, it would cause an eruption. So it had to be a solid vessel.
Okay.
All right. Another question then. A lot of folks who are being abducted seem to have one question that's posed to them by those who abduct them, and that is, what do you know about Project Prometheus? Can you tell me what that means?
I have no idea. I know that there probably is many of different kind of alien. Perhaps another would know that one. I know that a friend of mine who has come on this earth with 6 fingers, no thumbs, that the American people decided that was a birth defect, and so they removed his fingers, so he now looks like he has 5.
Ooh,
this is a common thing done here upon the earth. If you look different, they amputate.
Is it Karen in Houston?
Yes, it is.
Karen, this is a fairly impressive accent this alien has.
Yes.
I'm
pretty good at accents, and I can't place it. It sounds alien.
Oh, I talked to you before, and I told you my people, they come from the planet that you now call Pluto, but at that time it was a habitable planet when we left there.
All right, well, let me help Karen here. Why are you here?
I'm here waiting for the coming of God. That is the reason why I come here. The reason why others come, I'm not all sure of.
Different reasons for different visitations, is that it?
But I am indefinite, too. For here upon this earth, I have 5 of my own children and 2 grandchildren. And I watch and I learn of them, and I wonder, should I tell them of who they is? And so I tell of my children what they are and who they be. But I don't know.
I like that honesty. Thank you both, and we'll be right back.
This is Premier Networks. That was Art Bell hosting Coast to Coast AM on this Somewhere in Time. You're listening to Art Bell Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from August 25th, 1995.
The news is kind of light. The president's on vacation. He went and took a picture of Old Faithful yesterday. That was the big news. Congress is out. There's not a lot going on. Judge Ito has a lot of homework to do over the weekend. That'll be big news next week, I suppose, on the OJ trial. In the meantime, coming up Monday, the 28th, this coming Monday at 8 o'clock, check your local listings on Fox, will be the long-awaited purported alien autopsy. and it is going to be interesting, to say the least. Hi, Art. It's been a long time since I've been able to tune in. Sure is nice to catch you again. But what happened to Charlie? He sounded rather moderate tonight. Concerning life on other planets, while I feel certain there is other life out there, I'm also certain some are advanced enough to look for other intelligent life. What I'm not certain of is whether or not they would bother stopping here if intelligent life is what they are seeking. Later, Kevin, KFYI, Phoenix. You really know how to make a race feel bad, Kevin. Art, with the sightings of the meteor recently in the news, I recall a story of a woman in the U.S. that was supposed to be the only person to ever have been hit by an object that fell from space. To put it in a nutshell, she survived and was hit in the leg, which only caused a bruise. Do you know of anyone else that's been hit by such an object? Jim in Portland. No, Jim, I do not. I know people that are affected as though they've been hit by something like that, but not specifically. And from Steve, dear Art, the top 10 drawbacks to corporate sponsorship of the shuttle program. 10. Nintendo brand telemetry systems. 9. Science experiments limited to Pepsi taste tests. 8. Spacesuits that look like NASCAR drivers. 7. Bill Gates always buying a seat on every flight just because he can. 6. Just another place to paint the Wheel of Fortune. 5. Ziploc brand O-rings. 4. Having landings become part of Super Bowl halftime highlights. 3. Embarrassing mouse ears on space helmets paid for by Disney. 2. Mission Control doubles as Circuit City store. And 1. Pay-per-view launches. Have a good weekend. And Steve is probably right. Dear Art, about the Ark, what if it turns out to be a spaceship? Now, I hadn't thought about that. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Carson, California, Art.
Hello.
How's the connection this evening?
Actually, a little better.
Well, thank you, Art. Thank you very much. I'm using an old, clunky, Ma Bell 1980 vintage touch-tone phone with no redial, no nothing, just those 12 little keys on it.
Yeah, well, see, we broke them up. It's our fault.
Yeah, well, anyway, they used to make, they don't make them like they used to.
Anyway, what's on your mind?
Well, I'll tell you, Art, the other night when I got through, I got so mixed up when you picked it up that, I forgot what I was going to say, but I remember tonight. Chuck Harder the other night, discussed Windows 95, and he doesn't want it on his computer either because apparently he's afraid the bugs will ruin his memory in his, so he doesn't have it either. He's using Windows 3.1.
I would have imagined Chuck's worry would have been more, conspiracy-oriented, like maybe getting information from him and issues of privacy and the Council on Foreign Relations reviewing Chuck's computer.
Well, anyway, Art, that is one of the hidden problems in Windows 95. I heard on another program that.
That's why I said it,
There is a feature in it that if you use the phone system to get Microsoft's online services, it'll send out a signal from the Windows program to read your computer and send back to headquarters your hardware and software.
Yeah, but only, sir, only if you, there are about 8 steps that you've got to take to authorize their doing that. And it's not so that anybody can spy on you. It's so they can diagnose what you've got.
Well, I didn't know there was 8 steps, and they said that there was with...
Unless you're Chuck Harder, and then it's automatic.
Yeah, well, that's the impression I got on I listened to William Cooper on the shortwave broadcast, and he mentioned this. And
you're doing too much of this, sir. It's affecting you.
Well, actually, it makes a very incisive look at the world and a very clear view of things to come, Art. But anyway, and for the aliens out there, perhaps one of them might have transported himself through a gamma ray time transport system using the Wheel of Fortune as a model of translating his ultrasonic language into English.
Maybe that's German. It. Maybe the Wheel of Fortune actually is a portal. Maybe it is. I still like what I heard last week about Chuck best of all. It was absolutely the best, and I wish I'd saved the facts. But basically, to paraphrase it, it was something like, what do you do when you keep throwing a conspiracy up against the wall and it won't stick? I mean, you throw this conspiracy up against the wall and it won't stick. And the answer is, you chuck harder. That was pretty close. Wildcard line, you're on the air.
You were pretty close. This is Mickey again.
Hello, Mickey again.
Do you have time for my theory on Noah's Ark?
No. No, I do. What is your... I like the guy who just wrote to me and said, what if it turns out to be a spaceship? Now, that would be a problem.
Yes. Well, at one time, the Strait of Gibraltar was not there. It was closed off. Spain and Morocco were joined. And during the time when a lot of the water on the earth was frozen during an ice age, then the Mediterranean was almost like a desert. There was not very much water there at all. Mm-hmm. And then with a global warming, the Black Sea filled very, very high. And then the Strait of Gibraltar broke through, or the Atlantic broke through. And this was such a deluge that it, if you look on the map, you can see some of the places where...
Well, then, if your theory is correct, we have nothing to worry about because there is no global warming, right?
Yes, there is. Anyway, that...
I think a lot of people believe in your theory because I remember driving around when I was a kid and a lot of people had concrete boats in their front yards. Remember that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I used to know someone who had one.
I have never known one person. All these people built these concrete boats, and I never heard of anybody launching one.
Well, to carry the Noah's Ark theory a little further, I believe you felt it was fooling around with Mother Nature. I do believe that there will be a time when we must leave this planet.
Yeah.
And we had better have some plant specimens and some animals to take with us.
And we damn well better have something better than a concrete boat.
Yes, we've got that already.
Yes, we do.
All right.
We do. Thank you. By the way, this just in from my friend Blaine in New Orleans, listening to Who Dat. Now, is that a set of call letters or what? WODT, and they call it Who Dat. Art, it might have been a meteorite, but it did not set a mobile home on fire. That is the latest word from officials in Windsor, Ontario, one of the many cities in eastern Canada and the U.S. where a brilliant, streaking flash of light was seen early yesterday. Police in the city across the river from Detroit say the mobile home caught fire about the same time. And they initially said that it had been hit by a piece of the meteorite. But police now say a preliminary report by the Ontario Fire Department marshal indicates the fire was deliberately set and not by extraterrestrial force. So there you have it. Card line, you're on the air. Hello.
Las Vegas.
Yes, Las Vegas.
How are you? Why don't you lighten up on Chuck Harder? I don't understand what he's done to you.
Absolutely nothing. I'm actually, if maybe you couldn't tell, but that was in humor, sir.
It didn't sound like it.
Well, then you have no sense of humor.
Well, I do have a sense of humor. It's just you didn't come across as it was a sense of humor. But we all know that you've kind of been. See, I've been listening to you for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And you've changed. Your attitude's changed a little bit.
In what way?
You used to be a little bit, how should I put it?
I don't know.
A little bit, more open about things, and you've changed.
You mean I don't embrace conspiracies the way I used to? Is that what you're
All I
meaning
can
to
say
say?
is your format is what's keeping your show going. You have changed.
Well, there's only one constant thing in the world, sir, and that's change.
For good or better?
Well, I don't know. I think for the better. I'm sure I have changed a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I never really have. Even back, if you really listen, sir, if you go back and listen to some of the old shows.
I have listened to a lot of them.
I never did embrace this one worldism business.
Right, well, not 100%, but you just, I mean, I listen to you. I appreciate your show. You have a lot of good people call in. You have some good comments. But, you've just gotten a little tighter, Art. That's all. But you're still, we still listen to you. We dig your show.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. A little tighter. Actually, I think I've become a little looser. I think the exact opposite. I've become a little looser. I have never been one to quickly embrace conspiracy theories. They are not the most logical first thing. No matter what you're looking at, that's not to say there are not conspiracies, because there are. But they are not necessarily the first and most logical thing to look at when you're trying to figure out what's going on. And I think, frankly, there is much more that argues against some grand conspiracy, some grand hidden hand, both in our government and the world. And if there is some single hand running everything, it's doing a damn lousy job. Because we've got wars and rumors of wars and Saddam was loading chemical and biological weapons, and we were going to retaliate with nukes and all the rest of it. And if there was any single hand controlling things, why would it allow all this to go on? Well, Art, so there can be strife, so they can get control. I just don't jump to embracing that as the first item of biz. I'm not. Chuck Harder's all right. I was just having fun with him. I think you're a little uptight about it, sir. That was a joke. That really was a joke. I mean, Chuck Harder. You got to admit that's funny. Doesn't stick, you Chuck Harder. That was actual humor, sir. Bear with me here, little. East of the Rockies, you're on the air.
All right. Hi, Art. This is Ron from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Ron.
Hi. I'm calling in regards to the meteor that occurred last night.
Yes, sir.
I saw it. I was working third shift at Penn State Erie, and myself and 8 other people were out on break, sitting on the steps of a building, and I noticed what appeared to me to be lightning from the northwest in the sky. At first, it was like a pulsating light. It was very bright, but then it became constant, and it started to envelop more and more of the sky as time went on. It seemed like a long time, but I know it wasn't very long at all. But anyhow, as it came upon us, the light became so bright and intense it covered the entire sky that we could see.
Wow.
And out of that light came this large fireball.
Yeah, you're about the second or third person from Erie. Apparently it was quite a sight in Erie.
Oh, it was tremendous. I'll tell you, I'm very, very fortunate to have witnessed this. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. It was just...
May I ask, did any of your local television stations manage to get video from anybody who happened to have a video camera?
No, they did not. No. They did interview us, but no, they didn't get any live footage
of the meteor at all.
Too bad.
Yeah, I know, it really is. I surely wish I would have had one at that point in time. But then out of this bright light came that fireball, and it had a long tail, and I've heard callers earlier describe it as being greenish or bluish.
Right.
The light itself was like a blue-white light. It's like a flash cube going off, but except it lasted much, much longer.
Wow.
And the tail and the meteor itself, to me, where I was viewing it from, it was purely, you could see a red fireball. I didn't see any green or blue to it at all.
I wonder how much, what size object it takes to produce something that spectacular.
I don't know. I've heard reports from astronomy professors that were interviewed on the news, and the woman from Erie earlier that said that an astronomy professor did witness it. That's incorrect. He was called from Penn State Erie after the fact.
So he was kind of a talking astronomical head on the subject.
Right, yeah. He just offered, his knowledge on meteors and such, but he really didn't witness it. But the whole thing, it's so spectacular. I mean, it just really lit up the sky.
Well, if it was that big, I'm not saying it didn't burn up, but if it was that big, there's a good chance it didn't burn up, and I haven't heard anybody yet say they've found a crash site, so maybe the sucker landed.
Right, well, they claim that it probably landed within a 50-mile radius. There's a lot of forested areas around, like national parks, state parks and such, that are pretty heavily forested. Perhaps, I don't know, it may have landed where no one actually, knew it landed or saw it land.
You know what my idea last night was?
What was that?
Well, you know that big fire in Long Island?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I got to run, sir. Thank you very much for the call. Again, I want to take a moment to remind everybody that this is quite an occurrence. Coming up on the Fox Network Monday evening at 8 o'clock our time here on the West Coast, there will be a very special program. I can't guarantee the quality of the presentation or anything else, but it is one that you don't want to miss. And I know that a lot of you will hear this on early Monday morning. Don't miss it. Check your listings. Fox, about 8 o'clock. I suspect in most time zones, but that may not always be the case. In the Rocky Mountains, they kind of get things skewed a little sometimes, so I don't know. Might be 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock or something there. Well, it has been a most enjoyable evening and a most enjoyable week. I will be here Sunday with Norio Hayakawa, who's going to be talking about Area 51. It's going to be a very interesting program, and don't forget, it begins in San Antonio this coming Sunday, and a number of other markets. Then back Monday night, Tuesday morning, with a regular syndicated program. So, for now, from the clear, beautiful, warm, high desert, good night, America.